Do you want to flip it out so you can see like where we're sitting?
Yeah.
Can adjust maybe. Were you thinking like, we could zoom it in a little bit maybe?
Yeah. In fact, could you do the zoom in and I'll be the reference
Yeah, you be
point
the...
here? Oh, I might have locked it.
Oh, how do you unlock it?
On the other side, there's like a little locking pin.
Oh yeah, that's cool. How do we... Okay, this looks great.
Rocking. Okay.
That should be good, right?
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah.
And then let's see if I'm here, how that...
Hey. All right.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. So it is now question and answer time. We are doing a rapid fire scenario. If he doesn't know the answer, it is okay. Don't flame him in the comments. I'm gonna flame him after the camera's off, so we're good. All right.
Question and answer with Chris.
Yes. Okay. So first things first. When you guys going to the Nürburgring?
I think we'd love to go to the Nürburgring once we have our launch edition vehicles. We're going to have some validation vehicles. I think that'd be great to kind of send them all over the world. We're lucky with a partner being in Italy, like we can more easily get there. So I think as soon as we possibly can, we will. That'd be great PR, great video.
Absolutely. Funny enough, that's where that question came from. I'm like, they're already over there, so.
Exactly. Exactly. Gamma was there for such a long time.
Absolutely. All right, so vehicle to grid. How are you guys doing on that front? Is it something you're considering? Like, is it more of a back burner thing? What's going on there?
Yeah, so right now it's like minimum viable product, get the vehicle out there, because I think after the vehicle's in the world opens for us in terms of what we can do. So vehicle to grid is something that's on the roadmap post-launch to be working on, but for launch there won't be vehicle to grid just yet.
Gotcha.
I mean, there'll be some other things, like you can, like plug in an air mattress or, like a laptop, or, there's ways to hook up things in your vehicle when you're camping. So it's not like there's no way to get any power out of the vehicle. If you're actively like living in it, you can power some things. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out for basically since I saw Aptera how like the tail end works. Like, I know that it tapers off like that to minimize wind resistance and that kind of stuff. But is there like a splitter action happening, like a downforce, or is it just trying to get through the air, basically?
So yes, trying to get through the air, and there is a downforce. I believe it's like 20 feet of or not 20 pounds of downforce.
Right.
So it's like a minimum amount, but it helps keep the stability of the vehicle. I don't know the exact amount of downforce. I'm pretty sure it's roughly around 20 pounds, but that design helps with that as well.
I'd say the car's so light, 20 pounds is significant.
Exactly.
Let's see. I asked this before. Did you guys get an instruction manual on your AGVs, or like are they going to send engineers down? Like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah, so the next step is programming them, obviously. So now that they're here, I believe there will be some people from Red Viking that will need to come out and help us. We already have the path we need programmed ready, as you've seen with the blue on the floor. So
absolutely,
we just need to do it. I'm still unsure, but as soon as I know, like if I can program it myself, then I will, and we'll make some cool videos. If not, we'll need to wait a little longer.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see. So you guys have been able to grow and develop a very passionate fan base. Some are like a little over the top, and a lot of fun people. Do you have like a name for the followers of Aptera?
We've been throwing around Apterans. That's kind of cute.
Okay.
But we've also called employees that, so I'm trying to figure it out. I think Apterans is like the cutest thing.
I like it.
I love the community, though. I love. Bob sent us some of his books, and we read them sometimes, and it's just so cute. And
so he sent
I love
me
it.
his books as well, and I have to do a review on those. Bob, if you're watching, I am going to do that review. It's going to happen.
Good work, Bob.
Fantastic.
But that's some of the stuff I love about Aptera is we're very open to people using the word Aptera if they want to make their own books or whatever, and kind of help us spread the word. I think the where it needs to be spread the most. Like no one knows about Aptera still, which doesn't feel like it in our bubble, but there's so many people who have no idea that this is even possible.
So in all the time that I've known Aptera, the number of times that I have seen somebody that actually knows about Aptera is exactly 0. So I understand that there's a information gap that we need to fill, but I absolutely love the people that are in the community at the moment.
Me too.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, fantastic. And funny story about that is I was going home for my wedding, and randomly some guy in the airport had an Aptera shirt that like passed me, and I was like, what are the odds of that? But I didn't say hi. I was getting ready for my wedding.
Understand? Hey man, that's priorities.
That's just funny.
All right, let's see.
It was in Chicago. Like it wasn't even in San Diego. Like,
Really?
the odds of that are crazy.
All right. Oh, have you heard about that 900-mile Toyota that's supposed to be coming out?
Oh, I have. Yeah.
So,
I've heard of it.
what are your thoughts on that?
Man, I haven't seen enough about it to give thoughts. I imagine it's going to be very heavy and like just need a massive battery. Is that what they're going for? Probably.
So, from what I've read on it, it is so experimental that they just have a headline saying it's 900 miles. Like they don't have a prototype. They don't have it. So, what I'm hoping is that they have, at least to some degree, seen Aptera online or something and been like, oh yeah, we need to do something like that, because the faster we get there, the faster everybody's driving sustainably. So.
Yeah, I hope that they're not just trying to get long range but not follow through with the efficiency and aerodynamics.
Absolutely.
I think that's the winning formula right there.
I agree. Let's see. Oh, do you know how the wiring will be affected if the Tesla superchargers will have to have some kind of special communication protocol? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so I mean, the goal obviously is for it to be like all the other people who are using the Supercharger network, where it's going to be seamless and either integrated to the Aptera app or the Tesla app. So we're still exploring that on how that's going to be implemented exactly. But yeah, you're not going to need to do anything crazy.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, so I am a gamer. I have done a lot of video games, played a lot of video games pretty much my entire life. Is there like a hobby that you've had to taper down on a little bit to make Aptera work for you in your life? Like, how's that go?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a Minecraft YouTuber actually in high school and college. It's a funny story there. I played way too much Minecraft. Lately, it's been Aptera for, most of the day. I go home and think about Aptera and sleep, and I do try to go to some theme parks. That's kind of my joy, as I live near Disneyland and all this other stuff, so I like kind of going there on the weekends and stuff. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with Aptera taking over a lot, because it's such a cool thing.
I mean, as hobbies go and as careers go, there's worse ones out there. So
exactly. Yes.
Okay, so that was the questions that I had. I'm going to go ahead.
I love that
and,
question.
Yeah, right. I try to ask a fun one, because if
cute.
I don't ask the fun one, then it's like, okay, now I'm just working right now. Okay, so I have some from the fans, and I have to get out of here and go to my drive.
Cool.
Okay, so this being the fan question and answer section, I fully expect to get your names wrong, and I apologize in advance. Let's see. Wineberry Red says... that
was good.
Yeah. Hey, the first one...
Perfect.
That was a false sense of security. Everything from here is downhill.
Okay.
See, my question is, what is Aptera doing with the Red Viking AVGs while they are waiting on production to start? Do they bring every employee coffee in the morning? Like, what are the plans for?
We've been toying around with, like having a coffee AGV or doing some fun stuff. It's all going to depend when we can get them programmed, but if we can get them programmed in the next month or so, like, I don't see why we wouldn't have fun with them.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so Wild Davis, ooh, that was another easy one. 4863, please ask if they could make the hatch removable. So a small Aptera truck?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, we're right to repair, and I don't think we'd have any issue if you got your Aptera and wanted to remove the rear hatch. From a Aptera efficiency standpoint, the most solar's on the rear hatch, and it's like over half of your solar production is on the hatch. So
Right.
if you don't care about that and you want a truck, I mean, you could totally do that. That'd be a cool, like the Truckla thing.
Yeah. So
Like an Aptera
Aptera,
Aptera truck.
Aptera, App Truck. There we go. No, that sounds like
Trucktera.
Trucktera. There
That's
it is. You got it.
Someone should do that. I'd love it.
All right. If a European assembly plant is planned where a... Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I'm going to have to boil this one down because he has a lot of words. Let's see. This one is from Christopher Barrett, 9749. He is asking, has the CPC group agreed to be flexible about the startup phase and that kind of stuff, or with the concepting phase? Yeah, like how flexible is CPC with respect to your production timeline and things like that?
Yeah, I mean they're very flexible. They're a fantastic partner we have, and they want to come to the U.S. I think this is a great way for them to start, working with a partner to get a factory in the U.S. eventually, a CPC factory, and then likewise they're a good jump start for us to get into Europe and build out the European micro factories in the future. So, they're a great partner. We're still expecting some bodies later this summer and things like that. So things are really progressing great with them. They're one of our biggest supporters. So
Gotcha.
we love that.
All right, Earth Creature. Oh, okay, buddy. Hey, buddy, you can't ask 3 questions. I'm going to do it this time because you're awesome, but...
He's all the way out here.
I mean, I'm already here. Well, why not? Okay. So the first question was, would you consider a third shift until volume becomes more spread out through the microfactory startups? Like, how's that working?
Yeah, I think that is definitely on the table. The idea of 2 is that you have some time to optimize and adjust between, but I think once we're at a point where like it's ironed out, there's no reason we couldn't just do 3 shifts and go ham on getting the orders done. It's going to really depend on a lot of things, like how quickly are we going to be expanding to other factories and things like that, and that may all depend on the institutional deal we get and what they kind of want for us too. So it's a lot in the air, but that'd be, if we can get more Aptera to people quicker, then why wouldn't we,
Absolutely. So I got a question about that later. So the second question, is there a micro factory planned in the near future? Like, is this like a one facility scenario, or are you doing like 50, Aptera plants?
Yeah, so the plan is to have them in key geographical areas. So this is like the first of those areas. And then we're going to, thinking about one in Northern California, one in Florida. There's just certain key areas, like one in the Midwest. So that's all going to be happening, but it's like so far out in the plan that like I can't really discuss it in detail. But
Gotcha.
There is plans for all these things. Obviously, we're not renting facilities anywhere else yet.
Right.
But the idea is to duplicate this factory concept to different factories throughout the U.S. and then the world. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember them talking about that during the presentation, that they were planning on just kind of building out as time progressed. So I was just wondering how you would answer that one there. Third question. Let's see. Have you looked into high-density battery options like Volta Explorer or graphene batteries or things like that?
Yeah, the battery team has been, looking into everything. They see everything that's coming out on the market, and a lot of it is, can we buy it and when? If there's like a new battery concept, usually it's like there's one of them and that they're not going to be productionized in the near future, so it's always something we look at. But there are some, higher density cells that are kind of lining up with our timeline to offer higher range options in the future, so that's all definitely stuff they're looking at closely.
Awesome.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, Earth Creature, it's, like I said, you're awesome, so I'm going to let that one slide, but one
I think
question
you're awesome
next time.
too, Earth Creature. Good job.
Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, there's another one from Christopher. Man, I let that one slide. My goodness. Okay. Oh, nope. Already did that one. We did that one.
Okay, good. He
That
only
was a
did
double. All right. Originally, Aptera was saying you can get 0 to 60 in 3.5, and now it is 4. What is it now?
It's going to be around 4, and we don't want to, we got to get the real test with the final vehicle before I update the number again. But based on all our simulation, we're trailing more towards 4 seconds because we did a lot of custom tuning on our motor. It's not just the stock, M700 motor, which is originally what the 3.5 second was based off of.
Right.
We've been able to tune the motors to be a lot more efficient for our vehicle weight. And I think people agree that efficiency is a good trade-off, even if it's still that fast. So.
Absolutely. No, it's fast enough. Like I already told you, I'm already about to get in trouble. There's going to be speeding tickets. It's going to be terrible.
Exactly. That's a good question. It'll be really cool when we can, produce or give the final numbers for a lot of this stuff once we have the validation vehicles.
Gotcha.
I'm excited for that.
Another piece to this puzzle he was asking about was whether or not that is going to affect the range. Are you thinking about something in between the 400 and 600, like a 500, something like that? Like, how is that going to...
Yeah, so the engineering requirement we're targeting for is 400-mile range. Everything kind of gives and takes in the world of engineering, so there's so many things that have gotten slightly more efficient over time. There's, more things you have to add over time for regulatory requirements or other things. So definitely the goal is still to, meet our launch edition target of the 400-mile and like roughly 4 seconds 0 to 60, and then from there expand into other versions. But hopefully that answers the question.
That it does. All right. Okay, I don't know if this is TNEO 5638. See, I knew it was going to happen at some point or another. All right. He wants to know where Gamma is. Like, it's around the world somewhere. Like, where is it now?
Yeah, it's a good question at this point. It could be on a plane right now for all I know, actually. It was at CPC Group, and we were having a lot of investor visitors in Italy. Because it worked out for all the European investors to just go to CPC. They'd see how the bodies could be made. They'd see Gamma and everything. It was a really good experience for those investors. But yeah, in the next few weeks, let's say month tops, like Gamma will be home, and then we'll be making a lot of content and doing a lot with Gamma, kind of touring around California. So we're really excited for that. So you will see it soon.
See, this guy was sneaky because he rolled another question into there entirely. Okay, T Neo, that's what I'm gonna call you, by the way. That was sneaky, but I'll let it pass. All right. So he's asking about warranty. Like, have you thought about what kind of warranty you're going to offer? Like, how does that stack up to everybody else? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be comparable to other vehicle warranties. We don't yet know until we get the final supply agreements done, because a lot of it is like what the supplier's warranty is with us. So that will all be determined when those final dots are signed. But as soon as we have those details, we'll share them with everybody. But yeah, don't expect it to be comparable to most vehicles.
Okay. All right. DT. Oh, Drive the Lightning. Ha!
Drive the Lightning.
Cool guys, man. Let's see.
You guys got to come back sometime.
Right? Like, I enjoyed your video. You should do another one. They said Mug Club or something is what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. It says, I'm so glad you're doing on-camera videos. Oh, thank you. Haha. I used to do just like B-roll and me
nice.
talking over it. And your personality is really. Oh man. Okay, that's too much.
Sounds like
flattery.
a compliment.
All right. I'm floored and happy, and I covered my mic, so that's probably terrible noises. Sound guy. I'm the sound guy, so. All right. Let's see. Here's our question. Will the skateboard deck plus and minus pedals make production? Oh. So the little plus and minus on
the plus and minus definitely will. I'm still unsure if they're going to be the recycled skateboard. We've actually been talking about that internally, of how to source that at scale, and it might just be a bottleneck to start. So
gotcha.
It's really cool. Something we're going to strive to do is have as many reusable materials as we can in the vehicle. But yeah, if we need to source like thousands of used skateboards in a short amount of time, it gets a little difficult. So we are thinking about that.
Understandable. Yep. So I remember the first initial talking about it being skateboards, and I was like, is there just that many skateboards? Yeah.
There are somewhere, but it's just like, how do you get them? Is it the right price? Is it worth spending more on? So there's a lot of thoughts going into it, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, there it is. Kogan, TS Kogan 6905. All right, so when is homologation expected for Canada?
That's a good question. A lot of the homologation stuff is like not my forte. We have like a whole homologation person and working on those kind of things. I mean, generally, if you live in a place where there's not that many changes needed, it won't be very hard. I think Canada is one of those. I feel like I've heard some inklings of that in the past, that there's not much we have to change for Canada. So that's probably true. I know everyone really wants their Aptera in their country, so I get why everyone's always asking us. But yeah, once we're in the U.S., we're producing great vehicles, then I think it's going to become really easy to homologate to other countries. So one step at a time,
All right. What is the next expected? Oh, so he's asking what the next expected range is to be for the Aptera. I know the 400 is going to be first. Was the 250 next?
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
I'm glad I remembered.
You got it.
How difficult is the third seat in the small battery version? Okay.
So that's there's a lot up in the air around that still, because there's plans, but then there's things that aren't being actively developed until the launch edition vehicle's out there. So I mean, it's a great question. There's some work to be done on different things. Probably a body component might need to change a little bit if we're going to be offering that third seat. It's stuff on the on the long-term roadmap, but probably nothing we can speak to today. I think it'd be awesome though.
Right.
I'm excited for that.
Let's see. Okay, so Christopher Randallin. I'm going to say Randallin. It might be Randellin. Anyway, when do you think Aptera will release more information on the cooling system?
We definitely could release more information on it. I think a lot of it is intellectual property and secretive. So whereas there's a lot of things that we're forthcoming with, there's certain things that we want to be a little more closed-lipped about. It's tough in our position, because I love sharing everything, and then I try to share things, and the lawyers will be like, hey, you can't talk about that, and it's like, oh man. But it's going to be a really great cooling system. I can't wait to eventually talk more about it.
Gotcha. Okay. So T. Floyd, 6651. There are apparently 6,000 other T. Floyds. All right. So many people say never get the first version of a vehicle, then they point to the VW ID4. It took years for them to get the issues managed. Issues can be managed, blah, 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 blah. What quality control measures are going into the assembly line to ensure individual parts and sub-assemblies are highest quality?
It's a great question, and it's a fair thing. A lot of early vehicles, I think, have issues. What's great with Aptera is, one, working with a world-renowned partner, CPC, that has created cars and full cars in their facility for years and years. So they have a lot of experience in terms of the fit and finish, and the color of everything will be great. And then to help mitigate that from the electrical side, most of our ECUs are firmware over there upgradable or updatable. So it's kind of that Tesla approach where if there's a recall on the Model S or on a Tesla, they just fix it. So that's what we're planning to do for a lot of the key components: the vehicle control unit, the AGM, which is the main computer of the vehicle, and all the little point of use controllers. So they can all be updated over the air really easily. So that's going to mean the first Aptera are going to have the latest updates that one new one not coming off the assembly line would have. So
gotcha. You may have noticed that we've changed venue. Yeah, my camera overheated. Got that good old Canon. Got a couple questions left, so let's go ahead and get into it. How is the progress for the other battery sizes, and what is the time frame for the 600-mile version?
Great question. We're still focusing all our time and energy to get the launch edition out into the world. That being said, they're pretty easy changes to make after we're in production. It's all going to depend on demand. So if a bunch of people always want the 400 mile, then it will take longer. But if people really want the 600, then keep their order for it, then we'll switch to that sooner. So I imagine somewhere around a year after the start of production, we'll begin offering other battery sizes.
Absolutely.
But a lot of that's up in the air until we're in production. So much opens up to us when we're in production.
Yep, production is key.
Exactly.
Okay. This is Oh, by the way, that last one was from GMV Gamma Mike Victor 0553. These names, man, I'm confused and excited for the challenge of pronouncing the next set of names that come my way. Anyway,
All right.
we got Michael May 9958. Let's see. You've achieved the hype and seriously made me laugh. Nicely done. Oh, appreciate you. Yeah. Let's see. A question. Since there's so much regulated to the central screen, is there voice control?
It's a good question. It's something we're actively looking into. You imagine, if your vehicle has Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that there's certain requirements to that system. One of those is the button to, do voice commands. So it's something we're looking into as we're building out the infotainment team right now.
Okay. Let's see.
It's pretty likely.
Yeah, I'll say it seems pretty
Basically,
likely.
yes.
Let's see. Is there going to be a jillion and a half? What? I don't know what that is, man. You gotta.
I don't know what that is either.
Okay, so we're young folks, and I'm assuming this is.
Like a million and a half, like a jillion and a half. Is there a bunch of noises upon startup?
Okay. All right. It's like I've never heard of this jillion. Okay, no. So, yeah, is there going to be a lot of bells and stuff when you start up the car?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You think of when you go in a Tesla, it's just like it turns on.
Yeah, it turns on.
Go.
You get a little boop, and then you just go on your way.
Yeah, it's not going to be crazy.
Okay. Let's see. How many solar panels can they produce per day in a single shift? Interesting.
It's a good question. The answer is more than our production capacity. So, if we're releasing, if it's like a vehicle every 12 minutes, we can produce more than that with the solar panels. So we'll always have excess solar panels. That's not going to be a holdup at all with our high volume line.
Okay.
So it's a good question. We're not revealing the exact numbers, but there's going to be a lot more laminators. You saw one today. There's going to be like 10.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be very different.
So, yeah, answer is all the panels, all of them.
Yep.
Okay. That was by G. Neeson, as in Liam Neeson? I don't know. Like, is he any relation? Let me know that in the comments, please, 'cause I'm actually curious. But, yeah, that was it. That was all the questions you guys had. Appreciate your submissions. Yeah, appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic trip, fantastic experience. Like, yeah, most of my video at this point is going to be just talking about how awesome this place is. So, spoiler alert. But yeah, again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. All right, everybody. Hello, greetings, and welcome. You officially have all three of the necessary words to hear the news that I have. You see, some months ago, I decided to invest in the accelerator program. That program is fantastic. It is something that I would suggest anybody invest in whenever they reopen their ability to do so. Again, sidebar, this is not financial advice. It is just something that has so far been interesting and fun for me. Speak to your financial advisor, make sure that they are okay with this plan, but yeah, kind of fun. Anyway, so I invested in the accelerator program, not knowing that the vehicles that they were going to make for this accelerator program, the first 2,000 vehicles, were going to be of the launch edition. Now, I, being the kind of person that I am, like a net of safety that is far larger than what most people need. And so I was going to get the 1,000-mile range vehicle. Because the 1,000-mile range vehicle is not the launch vehicle, I was
introduced to a unique opportunity. So here is that opportunity. I am giving away my slot in the accelerator program. I am not sure what that slot will be at the moment, but when it does come time, I will be giving it away. And the way to make yourself eligible for said giveaway is as follows. You have to be following Aptera's Twitter. You have to be subscribed to Aptera's YouTube page. You have to be subscribed to my YouTube page. And last but not least, you're going to be using those 3 words that I gave through the 3 videos that I made about Aptera in a unique, funny, or interesting sentence that will be voted on by the folks in the comments section. And then you have to also not already be part of the accelerator program. My goal is to make this contest available to those who might not ordinarily be able to invest the money it takes to become part of the accelerator program. So I want a non-accelerator to enter for this contest. Yeah, so the contest will be concluded sometime in the future. I'm not entirely certain when, but it will be sometime in the future before they start actually producing vehicles. So keep your ears to the ground. I will give updates for the contest as time goes on, but essentially just know that the contest has officially started, and at the bottom in the comments of this video, start putting your sentences, and I will be double checking to make sure that you are subscribed in all the right places, and people's likes, the people's choice will be the best chances to win, but I will not say that that person who has the most likes will be the winner, because it is my own discretion that will decide who the person will be that I'm giving this away to. Yeah, but that's not to say that it will definitely not be who has the most likes. So yeah, here's the basic breakdown. I'm giving away my slot in the accelerator program. I am expecting the entrants, the people who would like to enter, to be subscribed to the YouTube channel of Aptera, the follow the Twitter page Aptera has, and be on my subscriber list in my YouTube page. You also need to put your interesting, funny, or awesome sentence down below, and we will be doing like a crowdsourced grading, with my final discretion being the end-all be-all. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for spending an extra 4 minutes with me, and I will catch you guys next time.